talk about this week's market action and where the opportunities will be this week. And I'll also have a look at our last 20 trades so you can get an idea of our results as well. So if we look here at the SPX, the best gauge of the overall stock market, we can see that we reset our opening range on the first trading day of the month. And just last night, not a particularly strong day, but it was strong enough to get us into bullish territory. So we are just slightly bullish right now with the overall market, but you can see when we look at our workspace, it was a bit of a mixed day. The Russell 2000 not really doing a lot right now, fairly flat. We've got the Nasdaq that had a very good day, actually, over 1%. So certainly saw some strength in technology and the Nasdaq stocks. Already spoken about the S&P 500. Dow Jones was dead flat, but transport's making some sort of a comeback here after a beautiful double bottom there and breaking strongly above the 21 EMA. So a bit of a flat to down day, but we did see Nasdaq doing very well. When we talk about Asian and European stocks, a lot of them did sell off because there was a batch of concerning Chinese economic indicators that put a lot of, or weighed in on those Asian and European stocks. The price of natural gas dropped to nearly 8%, and that in the United States, and that is helping to normalize things to a certain extent in the global energy markets. If we have a look at the economic news from yesterday, industrial production actually dropped unexpectedly in September, so it was down. However, the housing market index topped expectation by a long way. So that was a strong thing. So yeah, a bit of bad news, bit of good news. And that's sort of what happened there. Now going forward, housing starts and permits, petroleum status report, jobless claims and existing home sales, and the PMI composite flash will be a report that we look at as well. So a little bit of news this week, not a huge amount, but a little bit there that we need to be mindful of. We look at the futures market, which tells us where the cash market will open. I'll just refresh that. It is up, but nothing significant, right? Something above 1% would be significant. And right now, still many hours before the market opens, it's really not telling us anything as to where the market will open at this point. So right now, probably neutral or slightly bullish would be what I would say looking at this market here, right? So that's where we find ourselves. But let's have a look at some potential ideas now and where you guys could look to make money. Now, one of the trades that we looked at last week was on CleanSpark. Now, CleanSpark is I believe, a very good Bitcoin mining stock. I think it'll do very well. Mining Bitcoin right now, you're making around $4 million revenue an hour. One of the most profitable businesses on planet Earth. To mine one Bitcoin costs approximately $9,200. So 2023 earnings for CleanSpark, I believe, will be about $114 million, $3.20 earnings per share, and a price target of approximately $80. So if we look here at CleanSpark, you can see it's had a nice move since we got into it last week. So it's moving up nicely, 16.28. So if we look at our trade here that we've put on, which is right there, if it does get above 17.50, okay, it's still got another month to go, okay? If it can move up above 17.50, we're going to make a 26.6% return in 38 days. So that will be fantastic. If it stays below 17.50, that's okay as well. We can just sell another call option in November and generate even more income and reduce our break even further. But at the moment, that trade is looking spectacular. So looking very good there. Our Palantir covered call trade is working very nicely. Our APPS trade, we sold cash secured put options on that. That's a winning trade, done and dusted. And we're still in a covered call trade right now, and that is looking fantastic for November. Snap is looking good as well. I explained to you guys about that one as well. That trade's looking very good also. Just continue to hold that. We've rolled that out until November at the 80 strike. So that's looking good as well. All those trades are looking good. Now, we had a losing trade though. You guys saw me talk about this last week. THO, we got stopped out for a $95 loss per contract. McDonald's was a winning trade of 105, and CPRT, we got stopped out on that for a $140 loss. So while we've had an incredible run of winners, there's a couple of losers there to throw in the mix. Now, Sean, what have we done, or what have you done over the last 20 trades? Just give me the most recent data. Well, this is what it looks like, and we're basing this on one contract, okay? So if you did a covered call, selling one call option and buying 100 shares, okay? If you did a DS, a debit spread, that's what that stands for, then you're just using one contract, okay? If you sell a cash secured put option, you're just selling one contract. Or you're buying a call, you're just buying one contract, okay? So you can see the last 20 trades, we've had 15 winners, totaling $5,109 for just one contract on each of those trades. 15 winners and 5 losers. Now, one contract and each one of the losers would have resulted in $535 of loss. So overall, we made a profit with one contract on each one of our last 20 trades of $4,574. That's a 75% win rate, and the total winners are more than 9.5 times the total losers. Pretty impressive. Now, my 2-year record is very close to this. I'll give you the exact numbers once we put these 20 in, but they'll be very close to these numbers, right? Well over 75%, and our profits are way higher than our losses. So, Sean, if you did have a 75% win rate and your winners total 9.5 times your losers, are you making money? You better believe you are, right? So that's been our last 20 trades and the results. Now, as far as new trades for this week, okay, let me give my YouTube subscribers some trades right now. So Marathon Digital recently acquired $100 million in revolving credit. Now, this is good news because they can now use that to buy more miners and mining rigs, and they can actually mine more Bitcoin and put more investment into that. Now it's revolving line of credit, 100 million. So if they do pay it down, say to 80, there's 20 million available again, right? And that's why it's revolving. So that's a pretty big deal now that, like a mainstream bank actually come in and started lending them money. So that's a good sign here. Now we know, like I just spoke about with CleanSpark, it's one of the most profitable businesses on planet Earth right now. 449.3 million in expected revenue in 2023 and a target price of around $113. So if we have a look at Marathon Digital right now, Marathon Digital, nice move here, right? So part of the issue with this is where Bitcoin is, okay? So right now, Bitcoin has gone from 40,500 to almost $62,000 still in the last 5 weeks or so. So that's an incredible run. And then the other issue is the all-time high, which is 48,895 and 22 cents. We're very close to that. So one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to come up to this high of around 65,000 and then pull back before then moving back up above it. At some point, with the scarcity of Bitcoin, I believe we could certainly move above that all-time high very strongly. And at some point we will. There's no doubt about it. But whether it's going to happen now after this incredible run, maybe not, right? It might hit that 65 and then pull back. So I don't want to jump into any more Bitcoin mining stocks right now. What I want to do though is if it does break through that and take off, I want to have some very profitable trades that are very conservative, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to agree to buy Marathon Digital at a 22% discount to what it's currently trading at. This is the smartest trade to do right now, I believe, right? So I'm going to agree to buy it down at $40, okay? Not at $51.45 where it's currently trading at, 22% lower down at $40. So I'm going to agree to buy Marathon Digital at $40. I believe Marathon Digital's got around 7,000 Bitcoin right now on its balance sheet, and I think it'll do very well moving forward. And this is certainly one that I would like to buy, but I don't want to buy it at these levels, not after that breakout, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I am going to sell a cash secured put option for the 19th of the 11th expiry. I'm going to sell the 40 strike put option at $1.83. Okay, so $1.83, $183 for one contract for 31 days. Okay, so divide that premium that I'm getting for selling the 40 strike put option by the price I'm agreeing to buy it for, 40, gives me a 4.6% return in 31 days. So what would your break even be? Well, remember, this is a cash secured put option. In other words, you've got the money in your account to buy the stock if you need to. 100 shares, if you sell one put option, times the price you're agreeing to buy them for, 40, you'd need $4,000 to actually do this trade, right? Maybe a little less because you're getting 183 up front, right? So $40 you're agreeing to buy Marathon Digital for, minus the 183 you're getting, your break even per share would be 38.17 in that case. One of two things is going to happen by the 19th of the 11th. It's going to be above $40 or it's going to be below, right? Nothing else can happen. So if it's above 40, you keep the $183 and you make a 4.6% return and you don't have to do anything. End of transaction. If it finishes below, come the 19th of the 11th, you then will need to buy the stock at 40. You still keep the $183 though, right? You still keep that money and you buy the stock at $40 with a cost basis of $38.17. So I like that one for those reasons. Now, the other one that I like is RIOT. Now, RIOT blockchain. Let's have a look at RIOT, another Bitcoin mining stock. Now, if you have a look at RIOT, Bitcoin, as we just showed, has gone from 40,500, I'll get it eventually, to 62,000 in 5 weeks. What has the Bitcoin mining stock RIOT done? Well, it's actually gone down and gone sideways. So it's done absolutely nothing. I believe it will eventually be reflected in the price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to agree to buy it down at this support level of 25. It's about 16% discount from where it is right now. I'm going to agree to buy RIOT at 65. And let's have a look what that would involve. So we know it's profitable, $4 million revenue an hour for mining Bitcoin. Traders and long-term investors are turning to blockchain stocks to bank on the industry's significant growth potential. Now, the blockchain stock industry will experience massive growth in the years ahead. The market forecast shows that the global blockchain valuation in BFSI banking, which is banking, financial services, and insurance is what that is, could appreciate from $1.2 billion last year to $23.3 billion by 2023. So we're certainly in a growth industry, no doubt about that. I believe the earnings could be as high as $288.7 million with a price target of $75. So right now below 30, that's a significant move from where it is. So what I'm going to do with the stock at $29.80, I'm going to sell the 25 put option, agree to buy it at 25 and receive $169 day one. This will be for the next 31 days until the 19th of the 11th. That's a 6.8% return. Divide the premium for selling the put by the strike price you're agreeing to buy the stock for, gives you a 6.8% return for the month. My cost basis would be what I'm agreeing to buy it for minus the premium I got for selling the put option. Gives me a break even of $23.31. One of two things will happen. RIOT will be above 25 come the 19th of November, or it will be below. If it's above, we keep the $169, make a 6.8% return, and we're done. Don't have to buy the stock, we're finished. If it finishes below 25, we still get to keep the 169, but now we have to do what we said we were going to do and buy the stock at 25 with a cost basis of $23.31. So I do like that one as well, and there are a couple of cash secured put option trades we are getting into now. Now, the only other one that you guys might want to have a look at is ULTA Beauty. Now, ULTA Beauty, I've set up a 420-400 strike call debit spread, which simply means I'm looking for it to get above 420 by the 17th of December. It's going to cost $950 for one spread, one contract, and we could potentially make $1,050 as a maximum profit. Okay, I'd set the stop at 550, so you're risking only 400 to make $1,050, which is more than a 2-to-1 risk to reward. In other words, you've got asymmetrical risk working in your favor. So, as far, this is just a demo account here, but if you wanted to set something like that up, I mean, to sell a put option, you guys are pretty happy with that, right? That's not that difficult. For example, if I put in RIOT here, just to show you guys here. Okay, my computer's playing up. There we go. All right, so RIOT, StockSmart, yes. Now, we would be doing this for the 19th, so make sure you go down to the 19th of November, 31 days from now. And with RIOT, I'm going to sell the 25. So you click on bid because you're selling. Okay, click on bid there. It'll bring it up here in the order entry box. And the midpoint there is approximately $1.69. Okay, so I would set it up there. So we're selling RIOT, 19th of November expiry, 2021, 25 put option for $169 a contract. You would submit and transmit, and it's not open yet. We probably don't need to see that again. Thank you very much. And that's it, right? So we obviously got to wait for the market to open. Now, if you wanted to do a spread on Ulta Beauty, let me just show you the actual chart. That would be helpful. So let's have a look here at Ulta. Okay, there it is there. So, bit of a pullback here from around 415, pull back to the 21. Now it's bounced higher from there. If we look at it from a weekly perspective, looks like it wants to take out last week's high, and I think to move beyond 420 by the 17th of December, I think is a very real possibility. End of the year tends to be bullish for the stock market as well. Not always, but it can be a lot of times. So seasonally bullish. So looking for that to get above 420. And that's some of the reasons for doing that. So Ulta, we're going to do this for December, the 17th of December contract, which is right there. So what I do is come down here and click on Strategy Builder. Okay, I would expand. This is just an example, right? This is an example just so you guys can learn how it works. So we come here, we're going to sell the 420. And we're going to buy, so you have to click on Ask to buy the 400. So it's a 20 wide spread, and I would probably put in the limit order there probably around 950, just a little bit beyond the midpoint to try and get it filled, okay? So there it is there, bull call debit spread, sell the 420, buy the 400, and there it is right there, right? Understanding our maximum risk is $950. I would put a bracket order, or not a bracket order, I'd probably just put a stop on this at 550, so I'm risking $400 per spread. So that's how you could do that, right? So I hope you guys found that useful. Let me know if you enjoyed that. Now, the money wheel strategy was an absolute mind-blowing response to that. So the money wheel strategy is going to come out, no doubt about it. I will release this program in early November. So just a couple of weeks from now, I will release this. A lot of people are asking me for it. I'm working on it right now. I've also got a fantastic longer term, as well as the money wheel strategy. I'm going to add to that program an incredible longer term strategy that you can really make incredible money with options with. It involves selling a cash secured put option and buying a long term option, a call option as well, using leaps, longer term options to only spend a small amount of money to potentially make a much bigger amount of money. I'll show you how on MicroStrategy you could have made 100x on your money in 20 days. That's right, 100x on your money in 20 days. That will be part of the Money Wheel program as well. So very much looking forward to this. It is going to really be a powerful program when it does come out, and you guys will really enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to putting that together. I've already started, and by the beginning of November, we'll release that, and you guys will get a huge amount of benefit from that. So I just wanted to keep you up to date with that as well. So thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate that, and I will see all of you here on YouTube next week. My name's Allison. All the best, and bye for now.